It's International Yoga Day, and here you see Djokovic performing 3 yoga poses. In this video, I will share with you how you can practice them yourselves if you don't have the flexibility at the moment. I will show you how to perform them on the reformer, and finally, we will break down how is Djokovic himself doing them, because he has some strengths and weaknesses that are evident in this video. Yorgos knew that he was naughty. The first one is a headstand. And as there are a few things going on here, I'm not gonna speak much about it, just demonstrate my favorite variation. The second one is a figure 4 squat or a standing pigeon pose. So you bring your feet in a figure 4 and then you go down. What Djokovic does is it places his hands on the floor, but a much better version for stretching your glutes is to stay upright and keep your spine straight. And from there you can lower your hips as much as your flexibility allows you, so that you can get the maximum stretch on the glutes and less so in your back. If your balance is challenged in the middle of the room, you can place your hands on an elevated surface. And even if that feels too much, what you can do is place your foot on an elevated surface and from there lean forward. We will actually see the same stretch on the reformer soon. The deeper you get in that pose, the more comfortable your flying pigeon will be. And last one, this adductor-hamstring stretch, which is Djokovic's strongest pose. A lot of people will find that practice in the middle of the room very challenging, which is why having the foot elevated and leaning on it in different directions will allow you to A, breathe regularly, but also target the muscles involved from slightly different angles, ultimately improving the flexibility in your inner thighs and hamstrings. This will ultimately progress to bird of paradise, which comes into a yoga pose, a bird and the plant. There is literally no point in practicing a headstand on the reformer, which is actually harder than the middle of the room. But there you go, it can be done. For the pigeon pose, you can place your foot on top of a box and maybe keep your ankle outside, as a lot of people will have problems with this hip stretch, not because of their hips being tight, but because their ankles are. And if you lean forwards and backwards, you will be changing the stretch, as well as if you are leaning upwards and down with your upper body. Those that want to improve their hamstring and adductor flexibility, they can hook their foot on a Pilates circle and from there pull it towards their head, as well as take it out to the side. One thing to remember is that the external rotation of the hip will facilitate a bigger range. Looking at Djokovic, it is clear that he's not familiar with headstands. The only thing I would say is definitely not get both legs lifted when you're practicing headstand, because this will not allow you to come down if you wish. So the problem here is with the spotting, not what he does. When he does the figure 4 forward fold, you can tell that his hamstrings are flexible by keeping his knees straight, yet the hips are stiff, as you can see a lot of roundness in his lower back. And finally, in the bird of paradise, again he's primarily moving from his hamstrings, which is absolutely fine, yet his hip flexors might be a little bit tight, as you can see the knee of the balancing leg being bent.